Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a pretty interesting video. It's my first time doing one of these, so kind of bear with me a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do I guess like a dupe video. So I have here the Naked by Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and then I have the Rimmel Spice edition, and I think these are supposed to be dupes for each other. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to do some swatches and some comparisons, and then I'm going to put one on one eye and one on the other eye to see if they, look similar once they're on the skin. So the Naked Heat palette's going to run you, I think it's around like $52. It's a prestige brand if you don't know who Urban Decay is. And then the Rimmel London Magnifies is going to run you like $8. So if this is a good comparison, then, maybe it'll be a good, you could go buy this instead of buying this. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a couple swatches for you first, and then we'll get right into it. So this is the Naked Heat palette. That looks like that. And this is the Rimmel Spice palette. The Spice palette is a little bit smaller, and it doesn't have this kind of extra packaging, but that's what it looks like on the inside. They are very similar looking to begin with, but let's just get some swatching in. Alright, so I've got you set up here. What I'm going to do is I'll swatch one from the Rimmel, and then underneath it I'll do the Urban Decay. So we're going to start off with the lightest. This is the Rimmel. Urban Decay. So the Rimmel off the bat is, that is definitely a whiter shade. This is more champagne colored. Now that one is definitely more high shine from the Rimmel than it is from the Naked Heat. Those are pretty much spot on there. Ooh, that's a pretty shade. Those are pretty spot on. The Rimmel one and this one's a little bit more red, where the Urban Decay one's a little bit more bronzy, but they're still both beautiful colors. I will say the Urban Decay one is a little softer, so it comes off a little chunkier. Those are beautiful. That one's pretty spot on. Ooh, I actually like the Rimmel one a little bit better in that shade. It's got a more purpley hue to it. Now this is the one that I noticed that was super different in the pan. Yeah, that's going to be super different. The Rimmel one is way more purple, whereas the Urban Decay one's more a blackened purple. But I mean, if you're buying this, let's focus. And you put it on, I don't think, I mean, no one's gonna notice. And then those two. So here are all the swatches. Overall, they're very, very, very similar. There's a couple differences, like the first shade is dramatically different. This one being a shimmer and this one being more of a satiny matte. And then these two for sure. And these two maybe. But I mean, they're not so different that you couldn't pull it off. So, all right, let's get into the application now. Okay, so I have my eyes primed and set like I always do. I use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original, and then I just set it with a cream colored eyeshadow. So how I'm going to do this is, I guess we're going to go by the names in the Naked Heat palette. So they all have names, whereas the Rimmel ones don't. But let's just get started. So my brushes look dirty. I need to wash them, but I use a color switch on them, so there's no pigment on them. See? So I'm just going to take a Morphe M441 brush to start off with, and we are going to go into the shade, go into Low Blow here, which is the 4th shade, as our transition shade. And they are a bit powdery, but you know, whatever. Once again, I have my mirror directly in front of me, so if you see me looking down, that's why. So we're gonna go Urban Decay on my right eye. I'm just gonna set that as the transition shade. Actually, I'm just gonna use my color switch again. Get all of that off. That way I know I'm doing it with the same brush, because I don't have, like, I have a couple of the same brushes, but so it's good and color switched off. We're going to take the 4th shade in the Rimmel palette. Just dip right in there. Tap that off. And Rimmel's on the left eye, obviously. So, I mean, I don't really see a difference. Next, we are going to go in with, this is a Lexi 231 brush. So it's a smaller taper brush. I'm going to go on the color switch just to make sure. And then we're going to go into the Naked Heat palette, and let's go with En Fuego. So this reddish shade down here. And I'm going to use the real purpley shade just to see what it looks like. Oh, let me shake the whole thing. We're just going to take that lower in the crease. Bring it over. Now, something I've noticed with the Naked Heat palette is they've all got a little bit of a sheen to them. You can't really tell on camera, but like I can see it's a little, it's satiny more than it's matte, which is okay. It's not a big deal. I'm just dragging that towards the other side. I'm going to take that Morphe brush again, hit it with the color switch just so it's clean. And I am just going to blend those two shades together. I didn't even put anything on it. Just softening up that edge. Okay, so same Luxie brush. Hit it with the color switch. Now we're going to go into the Rimmel palette, and we're going to use that shade there, which is supposed to be the duplicate for En Fuego. Knock it off. We're going to do the exact same thing. This one's blending so nicely. So what I noticed is that En Fuego is just a little bit deeper, more burnt looking than this shade. We're going to dip back into it again. But I mean, they're pretty dang similar. Like I said, if you would go buy this Spice palette versus the Urban Decay, no one's gonna know that you're wearing Rimmel versus Urban Decay. And I actually think that this Rimmel palette is blending a little bit better. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna hit the Morphe brush with the color switch, and we're just gonna blend out those edges. All right, so now we're gonna take Ashes, which is that dark purpley color that we were comparing in the beginning. And I'm gonna take it on, what is this? An INSPR 282 eye fluff brush. I have no idea. This is what it looks like. It's a more dense packing brush. Put it on my color switch. I love color switches, man. They're the best thing ever. So we're gonna go into that Ashes color. And we're just gonna focus this on the outer portion of the eye. Dip back into it. Sorry. All right, hit it with the color switch. So, I mean, it doesn't even look purpley, the Urban Decay one. So I guess it does have that Ashes look. But now we're gonna go into this one, and this one definitely looks purple. So hopefully it won't be super different though. And we are going to hit it on this corner. Okay. So, I mean, I don't really see a big difference. Even though this looks so much purple and it's swatched so much purple, it's still giving it that burnt Ashes appearance. Like I said, we're just focusing this on the outer portion of the eye. I mean, you can notice a little bit, this is a little bit darker. You can kind of start to see the purple coming through a little bit on this side, but I don't think anyone's gonna notice. Color switch, and then I'm gonna go back to the Morphe brush. Just gonna soften up that corner there. I got a little excited. So this is what it's looking like so far. This is the Rimmel side. This is the Urban Decay side. I mean, I think they look pretty dang similar. Yeah, so like I said, the Rimmel side is pulling just a little tiny bit more purple in this outer corner, but they're not going to notice. You're not going to notice. And for the lid, I'm going to take, what should we do? What should we do? I'm gonna take Scorched, this shade here, and I'm just gonna pat it on my finger. I always put shimmery shades on with my finger. So there's Scorched. It's high shine, that's for sure. And we're just gonna put that on the lid. And then on a different finger. So here's Scorched, and then this one. Ooh, this one's like real soft. That's weird. So there's Rimmel's version of Scorched. Yeah, this, I mean, you can't tell that I use two different eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna take the Luxie brush. Now I'm just gonna blend out right here where I put that shimmer. That's the downfall of putting it on with your finger. I'm actually gonna dip back into En Fuego. I'm just gonna blend out just a little bit more right above where we put that shimmer. Go back into this shade and the Rimmel one. Oh, don't do that, Ashley. And then I'm gonna go back to the Morphe brush. Make sure it's been switched. I'm gonna dip into just a little bit of low blow. I mean like teeny tiny bit. And we're just gonna make sure that that color is sitting right on top of everything. Color switch. This shade, low blue is equal. I'm gonna take the first shade. So this is Ounce. I'm gonna pat it on my finger, and I'm just gonna go right into the center of the lid and blend it out, just to give a little bit of dimension since our lids are so dark. And then this shade here, and now I know they're so dramatically different. Like this is such a bright white shade, but if you go very lightly, and tap it out, yeah. So there's not really a difference if you do it like that, if you use it lighter. So I'm going to finish out the under eye real fast. We're just going to do one quick shade. I'm going to take a Morphe E36 brush, very small pencil brush. And I'm going to take, Heat Devil right here. Go right underneath the lash line. And then I'm going to take the Equal, which is this shade. Alright, so I'm going to finish up real quick with some mascara and then I'll be back to tell you my thoughts. Real quick, guys, I want to show you this. So let's put on my mascara and I don't know if you can see it. If I can get it to focus. Yeah. So this is the Urban Decay side. Do you see all that fallout in comparison to the Rimmel side? So the Urban Decay one has a lot more fallout than the Rimmel side. Alright guys, so I'm back with mascara. You know, I don't really wear a liner, so that is what it is. So overall, the Naked Heat versus the Rimmel Spice. The Naked Heat is a little bit softer. It's a whole lot more expensive. And it did have way more fallout. So I think you should save your money. I think you should go down to, I get these. I got this from Walgreens. Get the Spice Edition and call it a day. I mean, $8. This is just, it's a great palette. You're not going to notice the difference. You're getting the exact same shades except for this purpley one and the super white one here. But I mean, what you saw once I put it on my eyes, I mean, they look almost exactly the same. Save your money. This is a great palette, but you can get the same thing for a lot cheaper. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think I highly recommend this edition, the Spice Edition. The Naked Heat's a great palette too, but $52, $8. And like I was telling y'all in my other video, I got this for buy one, get one half off. So, I mean, technically I got it for like $6 because I got two of them, or two different palettes. So, there you go, guys. Just a final look. Rimmel side, Urban Decay side. Great palettes, both of them. Highly recommend both. Save your money. Go get the Spice Edition. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.